Hello and thanks for joining me today. I'm gonna draw a fan art of the Queen's Gambit. So at first I got some reference. That's something I always do when working on any kind of project. If it's an illustration, I will just go online and look for some images. And I have some images of her with different expressions and clothing. At first I didn't know if I wanted to draw her up to the waist or only the face, and in the end I made this sketch of this shot looking at her from above, and I liked the angle, so I went with it. I always use reference, and I used to have two screens, so I could have my reference at one side and draw on the other screen, but now I'm working with only one monitor, so I'm using InfraView. It's a free program that will keep the images on top of everything else, so it's very helpful. Now I'm going to clean the sketch and just set a few things for the background. I'm using royalty-free images. I know at this point that I want a dreamy look. Like, I like the series and I like the psychological aspect of the series. The whole series is based on the main character and her struggles, and I want to focus on that. Like, she is a take on the crazy genius, but she's very well portrayed, showing lights and shadows and her struggles. So in the end, it felt very human. I mean, it's not the best series out there, but it's very decent, and I like the main character a lot. So now I'm making the lines with a brush that I made. I was looking for an ink brush, and I looked and I gathered like thousands of ink brushes, and in the end I just make my own brush. If you are interested in having it, just leave a comment and I upload it somewhere. Now I'm gonna start using some texture. Like I said, I'm using Fidelity textures, and I'm going to be manipulating them. This is a texture I like a lot, it's watercolor, and I'm just changing the color to something orange, like her hair. And at this point I know that the background is gonna be green, so I wanted a dull color for her clothing. Like, it's not very important. I want the attention to be on her eyes and on her face, and the orange color of her hair will be a good contrast for the background. And at this point, really, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, I just grabbed two brushes and I started throwing colors at her face. I didn't know how I wanted to paint her, really. Like, I knew I wanted to make the lines very thick and black, but I didn't know if I want like use flat colors, and in the end I just tried this. I have these two brushes that mimic rough paint, like using an old big brush, dry, and I just use them. Sometimes it's good to explore if you are doing something that is only for yourself, or it's a project that don't have in the end it's only a fan art, so it's good to explore and try brushes and try new things, and maybe you find something new. So maybe you find a new way of doing things. And I'm using these pieces of chess. Like I used the chessboard, and I know I was going to use the chessboard for texture, so I isolated the black and used some texture on that. Like I said, I wanted something very psychedelic in the end, something dreamy. Like the whole series is about her, her mind and her struggles with addiction. The way she sees the world is filtered by drugs and addiction and alcohol. So I wanted to focus on that. And now I'm using the shades of green. Like I selected the palette I wanted to work with. I'm using the brushes for a rough background. I'm gonna try adding some stuff like drawing there, but I missed that. My Photoshop just closed. Sorry about that, but I've been having some trouble with Photoshop recently. I think I'm going to uninstall it or install that again or something. But I didn't miss a lot of work. It was only the green background. Now I'm adding a bit of green shade to her, and then using more texture for the pieces. I like how Taylor-Joy acts the character. Like she was very unique, but she didn't feel like too unreal. So that's why I like this take on the crazy genius, because in some other series like Sherlock or whatever, like the crazy genius seems very weird, like very far away from other people. We couldn't really never understand how this character would think or how he will act. But in this series, The Queen's Gambit, everything she does is very understandable from her point of view. So now I'm writing a title up there, and this is the end of the illustration. I added some shade for the title and a bit of curves, and I hope you like this video. If you like it, maybe subscribe and hit the like button or something. And if you want me to make another video of something else, you can drop a comment. Thanks for joining me today, and I see you in the next video.